me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Couple minutes no score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Friday Fever, good evening and welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel. My name is Ty Hadja, joined alongside Anthony Rowe. Boy, have we got a game for you tonight. The Newcastle Eagles taking on the Leicester Riders. You already know this one is going to be legendary. But of course, that's not the only action taking place this weekend. Last night, live on Sky Sports, Gladiators opened up life in their new arena. 86-79, the victors against the Surrey Scorchers. Bristol Flyers in action against the Sheffield Sharks, 4-4. Early scores on the doors there. On the other YouTube channel game tonight, Newcastle Eagles right here against the Riders, 7:45 p.m. tip. On Saturday, just the one game, Surrey Scorchers taking on the Cheshire Phoenix. And on Sunday, a trio of British Basketball League Super Sunday action. For your appetizer, the Sheffield Sharks taking on the Newcastle Eagles, your Sunday roast, and it could very well be a roast for the Manchester Giants as they head to the London Lions at the Copper Box Arena. And for dessert, some Plymouth pie against a Bristol Brulee, the Patriots taking on the Flyers in the Southwest Derby. And the players have made their way into the arena. The Eagles, tough European schedule, lots of travelling, but they are at home and will use that to their advantage. The Leicester Riders, in fact, were late to their last two matches at the Virtu Motors Arena and travelled up the night before, so they are well prepared. As you can see, Mo Walker, Jaron Holmes, Simeon Idowu, Xavier Pinson, Caleb Asprey, and the main man himself, head coach Rob Paternostro. Oh, we have a great game coming up, but there's some important players to watch. Jordan Johnson for the Newcastle Eagles.
Well, he is a proven superstar in the British Basketball League. Of course, he was with Caledonia before, averaging 18 points per game. He goes off in Germany, dominates as well, and now he's back with a punch for the Newcastle Eagles, averaging 19 points per game, 5 assists, and he is a star among stars.
Larry Austin Jr. also joining the Newcastle Eagles this season. Let's talk a bit about him.
Wow, Larry Austin Jr., again, 2 years at Cheshire Phoenix, valuable British Basketball League Defensive Team of the Year last year with MVP shouts, 15.5 points per game last season, 6'2", but a ferocious rebounder.
A man with swagger and a three-point dagger, Xavier Pinson. Let's talk about this man right here for the Riders.
Well, it's been a bright start for the rookie from Chicago. He was the starting point guard at LSU, a university that Shaquille O'Neal, Ben Simmons attended, so he is in a prestige company there. 13 points per game, 6 assists. He's already shown star-studded potential.
Well, one guard that's having peaks and troughs but showing more good than bad is Jaron Holmes.
With Jaron Holmes, rookie from Minnesota, leading the Riders in scoring so far, 14 points a game, and he's an aggressive offensive player, much like his counterpart Larry Austin Jr. He wants to attack the rim, be aggressive, and get those high percentage shots around the rim.
Well, head coach Rob Paternostro, he was a little bit hot under the collar against the Bristol Flyers and is actually ejected out of that game. But look, Rob is a professional. He knows how to work a relationship with the referees. He might get technicals in games, but it's very rarely that he's chucked out. How does he use that to his advantage?
Well, he's always got a hidden agenda, right? He wants the best out of his team. And in this case as well, this was a positive impact on his team. His team responded positively and got out of there with a win.
Well, of course, it's time for a little bit of a break. A big game coming up for you live on the British Basketball League YouTube page. We'll be back very, very shortly.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're reachable. Lost on heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I found what's gonna stop. I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win. Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
Playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Welcome, British Basketball League action on a Friday night. Big one, Newcastle Eagles taking on the Leicester Riders with myself, Tahir Hadja, and Anthony Rowe. Let's take a look at tonight's starting fives for the Newcastle Eagles. Larry Austin Jr., Mr. Whitfield, Jordan Johnson, Del Pesh, and Taj Green will start for the Eagles tonight. A lot of scoring along there, and a lot of athleticism too for the Leicester Riders this evening. An all North American lineup. All of these players, in fact, finished in double digits at the game against Bristol, apart from Braylon Bridges. But of course, we need to hear from the coaches ahead of this monumental clash.
It's always fun to come up here. It's great in the pregame. You see so many people you've seen over the years. We've had so many great battles. So, you know, it's been really tough games, tough matchup. Everybody wants to win. With so much respect between the two clubs, between the ownerships, and a lot of the fans up here.
Any team that, you know, Coach Paternostro coaches, we know he's going to be, you know, well organised, well disciplined, and they're going to fight. So I think, you know, you've got two teams at the minute who are still, you know, in its infancy, two teams who are still trying to figure itself out. And, you know, we've prepared for Leicester as best as we can. But, you know, in all honesty, I'm trying to be an expert on my team at the minute.
Of course, last game, disqualified out of the game, but the players responded incredibly well, and that's testament to your coaching and practice.
Yeah, we had a great start to last game, so we were in good position. I think that many times something like that's happened. It is only the second time in about 650 games. But, you know the players know the game plan, the coaching staff knows the game plan, and the players did a great job.
So what are the important matchups this evening that are going to decide the game?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk, and rightly so, about Pinson, you know, and I think he's coming in highly regarded. And, you know, you look in their last game against Leicester, I thought, Leicester against Bristol, should I say, I thought he was yeah, really impactful in many areas of the game. They obviously shot the ball really well, but I thought the way in which he controlled the tempo, Kimball McKenzie, you know, coming off the bench and providing the spark that he does. But look, this is a talented roster that we're playing against. You know, they have some depth and some talent, as we do. So, you know, ultimately, I think it's going to be who can defend by committee for 40 minutes and grind out a win.
Well, the Leicester Riders have won 8 out of 10 of their last matchups against the Newcastle Eagles. Will that change this evening? Live at the Virtu Motors Arena and live on the British Basketball League YouTube page. We'll be back with tip-off very shortly.
In the corner for the win.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
is showtime at the Virtu Motors Arena. Myself, Tahir Hadja, alongside Anthony Rowe for this classic matchup. I can't reiterate that enough, Anthony. It's going to be a great night of action, and two teams both 2-1 so far in British Basketball League action, sitting 3rd and 4th in the league, both with kind of turbulent starts to their seasons, but both need a win tonight to help continue the growth of their teams.
And this has been one of the most fierce rivals in modern day history. When you look at the silverware count, Riders snatching 17 while Newcastle Eagles having 14, and it's only really this season that this rivalry is reignited, as we don't know which team trumps the other.
Well, it's all going to be decided. You're only as good as your last game, right?
That's exactly it.
This is the moment we decide who is the better team in our current time. It's the Newcastle Eagles who win the tip, and I can imagine there's some weary limbs on their team off the back of European action. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on as Taj Green begins his assault in the block, in the paint, with the finish for 2.
Wow, good start for Taj Green, and that's positive signs for Newcastle Eagles. You see him get his position there on the block, and took 4 or 5 dribbles there, span baseline, nice finish.
Riders now first attack for them in this game. Braylon Bridges looking to seal inside. Holmes looking at the opportunity. Nice step back, Asbury, he's fading away, and let me tell you.
Wow, it's a tough shot there, Asbury. Hand in the face, didn't matter. And Rob Paternoster's obviously seen enough of Asbury to thrust him in the starting 5. Remember, he was injured earlier in the season, but it hasn't prolonged his progress.
As Larry Austin Jr. uses the screen, kicks to the corner, wide open, the 3 goes down.
This is a concern early for the defense of the Riders. We saw the Cheshire Phoenix do this in the Morningside Arena game 1. A simple drive, got the defense to suck in, and there's an open shot, strong side.
Bridges to the left hand, he's good to go for 2. In fact, the basket before, Devin Whitfield, we actually spoke that he's not had an electrifying start, you know, compared to his previous stats in other teams. He was in Denmark, averaged 8.8 points per game. Hasn't really set the world alight as he goes for another triple here, and that one goes off to the left.
No, that shot was well off the mark there, but you know, he's obviously doing enough in practice as well, because Mark Stootle's trusting him again to be in the starting 5, and he wants to play him heavier minutes, and sometimes as well, it just takes a little bit extra time for new players to adjust.
Well, they're getting enough games in, the Newcastle Eagles. This European campaign will ensure that the players have that. And as Pinson, he's driving to the rack. It's kind of knocked away there by Green. Larry Austin Jr. turning on the burners, kicks to Whitfield. And Jordan Johnson will try and find something a little bit more efficient. Drives to the right, foul is called, and it'll be Asbury that's called for the foul.
He's just so quick, isn't he, Jordan Johnson? And I think you forget how quick he is. He's been absent from last year, went over to Germany, but he's came back, and you know, so far this year, just starting the season, electrifying player.
Well, he's had an illustrious career, despite him being only 28, as Larry Austin Jr. tries to finish at the tough angle. 2 shots to come.
And that's what he's best at, Larry Austin Jr. He used the pump fake there, and defense bit at it. Perhaps didn't need to, but Miran Thomas there off balance, and Larry Austin Jr. says, thank you very much, I'll take that baseline.
I saw Braylon Bridges there, you know, going along to contest. It really was poor defense from Thomas. Need to work to get your foot on that baseline to cut off the opportunity there. All kinds of problems can be caused when they attack the basket from that angle, and help is coming across. Having to relocate, find a defender, and also puts you in a situation where you're likely to foul as Larry Austin Jr. knocks down the first.
Look, it's really early in the season, but defensive breakdowns aren't usually a thing we associate with the Leicester Riders, but currently they concede an 88.3 points per game, which is the 2nd worst only to the Manchester Giants. So, you know, there's a lot of room for improvement, let's just say, on the defensive end for Leicester Riders.
2 for 2 for Larry Austin Jr. as Pinson controls possession. And the announcer trying to get the Newcastle faithful going early on here. Inside, Bridges had the chance to go back up strong, lost his balance. Pinson now chopping it up, and that pass was a little bit awry.
Sometimes when you see an offense formulating its doom from the start. That was one of those, you know, as you say, Brady Bridges has really good inside positioning, but his body angles were all wrong. He was losing his balance, did really well not to get caught for the travel. And then Pinson was forced into throwing a wayward pass there, which flies out of bounds. Turnover, Leicester Riders.
Johnson. Handoff now to Austin Jr. And great defense there. Thomas just putting the pressure on Taj Green and his dribbling ability. And oh, Larry Austin Jr. shaking off Asprey. His shot doesn't fall. Asprey does come up with a rebound. Now passing ahead. Looking in the corner. He got to look to the corner. Wide open Jaron Holmes, but instead Thomas finishes at the rim.
Well, Thomas surveyed his options, felt like he was the better option. He was on that occasion. Very casual hook shot there.
Johnson, handoff. Whitfield blocked at the rim. Riders pushing forward now. They've got 2v2, in fact 3v3. A tough box out there from Thomas, but the ball bounces away into the hands of Johnson. Bounce pass, Whitfield, kick out, Green for the triple. No good for him either.
And they don't convert, but pretty good looking offensive transition there. Good spacing, moved the basketball, got an open three. Just didn't hit.
Thomas, he's wide open. He had the mismatch. And a little baby jam there. Larry Austin Jr. somehow caught in a difficult situation.
Yeah, seemed to be a little tussle for positioning there, and Larry Austin Jr. lost that one battle. You see the bump from Thomas, and Mirren Thomas gets a wide open dunk. Tongue out to show his appreciation.
That's right. I do think that he's got great energy, and in all the games that I've seen him play this season, he's quite an emotional player, using his body language to kind of portray that. Blocking foul is called here.
Yeah, I agree to hear it. You know, I mean, Mirren Thomas was a big part of that onslaught of the Bristol Flyers last game in that first quarter as well. His energy was just, you know, infectious, and his teammates certainly followed his high energy.
Riders have slipped into a 2-3 zone on defense here. Taj Green turning around right in that pocket of space that we're coached to be in, right?
That's it. If I was the big man for the Newcastle Eagles, that's where I'd be. Yeah. Taj Green, nice turnaround jump shot.
I don't know if you'd be shooting the jump shot though, Ro. However, I have seen you knock those down. Here's Thomas, in and out dribble along the baseline, wide open, Jaron Holmes, and still Riders yet to hit a three. Pinson looks across, Asprey, can he make it? No, he can't. Holmes battling for that. Thomas not giving up here on the play, and almost gets the and one action. Relentless from the Riders.
Wow, what energy. Just the persistency on the offensive glass there, and a great look as well from Pinson. That cross-court pass there to Asbury in the corner for the free doesn't hit, but teammates' energy there to get them second, third choice opportunities.
Well, they're not giving up on those boards. Jaron Holmes boxing out, ensuring I'm undersized here, but I'm going to try and create as much advantage as possible. And essentially, that's how they can win this game if they win the boards.
I think so. And you know, Jaron Holmes has a very similar game to Larry Austin Jr. You know, very similar in the way they play, the way they move. They both attack the rim with such aggression, but they also rebound the ball incredibly well for their sizes.
Well, Friday night at the Virtu Motors Arena, it's of course going to be loud. The Geordie faithful, a lot of them will be reeling in excitement after their Champions League win against PSG. And a win against the Leicester Riders is almost as big.
Well, they'd certainly come out on their numbers. Looks like packed place, high energy, and you know they'll like to see a Leicester Riders defeat in this building.
Johnson, smart position there, keeping the defender on his back.
So clever, isn't it? Someone who's listed as 5'11", that might be generous, but it doesn't matter because he's so clever and so smart with his use of his body there.
Bridges, nice work to get his body once again in between the defender and the basket. Smart finish.
Talking about using your body, you see that change of pace as well. He slowed himself down, which allowed himself to bump Del Pesh off.
I think we're putting on a little bit of clinic between Johnson and Bridges there. And at 4 minutes 39, we're going to take a break. It's all tied up, 11 apiece. We'll be back shortly.
everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, lost of heights achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out the clock. I found what's gonna stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch and learn. How many years been working for my
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when a ball drops. My man.
Well, after that start, we almost needed a quick breather between these two teams. It's a tied game, and the ball is into play with the Newcastle Eagles. But of course, in our other game live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, 16-11 is the score. Bristol are in the lead. We'll keep updates for you throughout the game as Jordan Johnson knocks down the turnaround.
Goodness me. Well, that's a dangerous man right now. He can create for himself as well as his teammates. And you saw there, knew exactly where he wanted to get to, got to it and converted.
Well, he has that innate scoring ability. I can imagine we're going to see that tonight. Bridges now back to basket, going to the left hook, really tough move, friendly roll around the rim and in.
Wow, really like how Braden Bridges has started this game. 3 for 3 from the floor, 6 points personal. And look at this, picks the ball up at the free throw line, but bangs his way down. Softest of roll-around finishes.
You know what, for guys that can't particularly dunk so easily, that's probably the closest we can almost get to it. And when it rolls around, that satisfaction as it falls in. I'm talking for the amateurs here, Ro.
You play more basketball than me. Your status is far surpassed mine.
I've been trying to sign Anro for my local league team for years. I've signed Andy Thompson. I'm looking for that duo, but Anro won't give me the pleasure.
Damaged goods now to hear. Damaged goods.
Damaged goods. Back to it then. Taj Green. He looks to re-screen here. Jordan Johnson kind of falls into the trap. Defoe into the game, and he airballs that shot. Ball moving forward. Kimball McKenzie also in the game, and I think he might be called for a blocking foul. He's called here. Defoe in disbelief. It was a tough call to make there because Kimball McKenzie took off and went straight into the face of Defoe here.
Well, he's all in that circle though, isn't he? And that's the thing. You've got to try and get your position and get there before and get out of that charging circle. If you're in the circle while taking a charge, it is a blocking foul. I think McKenzie's pace was just a little bit too much for 37-year-old Defoe, who's coming back from injury as well.
Well, Riders have rung the changes here. TJ Lull into the game. McKenzie, Bridges, Holmes on the bench.
Let's be louder. Let's be prouder. Make some noise.
Call for the Eagles. McGill, Ward, Hibbert also into the game. Alongside Defoe, Green and Johnson here. Full court pressure. Going for the 1-2-2. That's broken down. Ward Hibbert coming against his former team as Defoe. And a foul is called there. Simeon Idowu just getting a piece of Defoe.
Really poor foul there from Idowu, and Rob Paternoster will be infuriated by that. You know, Defoe not particularly deep there. It's a fadeaway baseline turnaround jump shot. And there's no need to foul in that situation.
Well, he's a rookie in this league, Idowu. I know he's played professional basketball before, but he just simply doesn't know the ways of Darius Defoe. He's sucked him in. He knows exactly what he was doing there.
Well, Idowu will be one of the more experienced players that Rob Paternoster has this year, and he's going to need him more than anyone else to make good decisions. But Defoe has been doing this for decades, and of course, he has sucked a lot of those players in before.
Well, some quick stats for you. 6 points for Bridges, 5 points for Myron Thomas for the Newcastle Eagles. It's 4 points for Johnson, 4 points for Green. That's Defoe, knocks it down on the free throw line to tie the game once again at 15 apiece. Washington into this game, nice and early. We like to see that. McKenzie slips, keeps it alive, just about into the hands of Idowu. Idowu sets the screen. They can't get out of that left-hand side of the floor. They need to move this ball, and a holding foul is called against McGill. They just got caught on the left-hand side there, and
yeah, again, another poor foul there from Ricky McGill. You know, shot clock was winding down. Idowu got a lot to do here with 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Just got static a little bit for me.
Yeah, it did. Wasn't a great offense. They got bailed out there from the foul call by Ricky McGill.
Myron Thomas, he checks out. Blake Bowman in the game. I said this to Mike Tuck last time, guaranteed 2 dunks a game from Bowman. Here's Washington for 3. He gets his own rebound.
The greatest thing about Connor, of course, he's played in so many of these matchups over the years.
Love. That's back off the iron. Another offensive rebound, almost given up by the Eagles, but Defoe gets it safely into his hands. McGill, Josh Ward-Hibbert trying to look for the mismatch against Washington. Instead, they opt for the corner triple from Austin Jr. Lau dribbling up the floor. That was a carry violation. Just lost the handle a bit there, Ro.
Wow, you're a shark today, T. You caught that before the referee did.
Ah, man, listen, I've got my level 2.
Sign him up for a level 3, please.
Yeah. I don't know. Then I'd have to give up commentary with you, Ro. I don't sure want to.
Let's not be
maybe
hasty.
They might think differently in the YouTube comments. They might be pushing me towards refereeing. That 2-3 zone again. Bowman closing out to Austin Jr. Ward-Hibbert getting into the space in the middle as Defoe takes the shot. Ward-Hibbert with the rebound. Austin Jr. forcing the defender in the air. Idowu just spikes that one away.
Wow, good defensive resistance there from the Riders.
Bowman across to McKenzie. Now Bowman. Mid-range jumper for Bowman, and I think 2-3 defense on the opposite end of the floor as well.
I think this is a really exciting opportunity for Blake Bowman. You see him bring energy already in this game.
Beautiful pass from McGill to find Ward-Hibbert.
It's great movement there without the basketball. Josh Ward-Hibbert too, he loves a big game against his former employer. Of course, was with the Leicester Riders. That was really where we came to know who Josh Ward-Hibbert is. Come out season there for Leicester Riders.
Idowu way off target. Not seen him shoot many threes this season. Johnson, 2 feet in the paint, incredible speed, Ro.
There's a guy on maximum confidence. You see him just go straight at the defense, no fear, and showing us all why he's averaging 19 points per game.
Bowman to the left hand, tough take. Blake Bowman, the showman. Give me that, and one. Derby in the house.
We love the confidence and the aggressive nature of this young British talent. Blake Bowman, of course, basketball in the family, basketball in the blood. Father played in the British Basketball League along with his uncle, and Blake Bowman's done things the very British way. Started in NBL Division 1 for Derby Trailblazers, then got the opportunity with the Leicester Riders, and now re-signs and making an impact for his club.
He is a high flyer, but alongside his high-flying capabilities, he's able to do a little bit of everything else. You know, he did, as you mentioned, average 19 points per game alongside 6 rebounds. Very young age whilst he was doing that, and even helped Derby to an NBL trophy as well. It's team foul trouble here. So Newcastle are headed to the free throw line. It's been a brilliant first quarter.
Excellent. And, you know, urgency from both clubs as well from the get-go. You can tell this game has status. I think all players, even the new ones, are brought into this. They understand what's at stake here. Both teams are 2-1, and you know, what this win does to this evening is propel them then right under the London Lions, who are sitting pretty at the top of the table.
And here is a former London Lion, Josh Ward-Hibbert, dropping it in to give them a 2-point advantage, the Eagles. Washington calling the offense. Bowman there, he looks to set the screen and fakes it and sprints to the corner where he receives it, goes mid-range. Not the easiest of shots behind the basket on the baseline.
That was a difficult one, wasn't it? High coverage there from Josh Ward-Hibbert, who's an excellent defender. You see him wrestling in the key there with Connor Washington.
Former teammates, but not just that. I know that they get on really well off the court as well, so I'm sure they won't be holding back tonight. Oh, is that a double foul they've called?
Wow. Wow, business before pleasantries tonight for those two guys. A little bit of wrestling.
So a double foul, of course, is when both players, you know, for example, in that situation, they were wrestling with one another. And usually what happens, in fact, it can't be a double foul here if they're shooting free throws. Because what happens in the double foul is that it's cancelled out and it goes back to the original decision. So it must just be a foul on Connor Washington, unless Riders will go down the other end and shoot 2 free throws. But with a lineup, I'm judging that that's not going to happen.
No, you're right. You know, double fouls cancel each other out. So it was a foul indeed on Connor Washington.
And in fact, you can see him now on the far side of your screen. He's talking to one of the Unsworth twins.
Which one is it here?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. Apart from Kate, they're all the same to me. Here's McKenzie. This is it. Last possession, essentially, of the quarter. Can Riders tie this up? McKenzie just pops off of that screen. Idowu sets another one for him, but rolls off into no space. Bowman has flared out to the right here. McKenzie, he's going to go to work mid-range. Yes! And this has all the makings of what Newcastle and Leicester produce every single time they meet. Well, we'll be back with more very shortly, straight after this break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Skies in the ridge, reachable. Lost of heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I feel what's gonna stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win! Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions.
I've seen this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
Can you believe it?
We are British basketball.
Well, neither team with the advantage going into the second quarter, and Rob Paternoster giving it out. That's what we like to see. Let's get stuck back in. Both teams shooting over 50% in this one, and
yeah, not a lot in between the two teams. Battle of the boards, even, and you can tell both teams know the severity of this game.
That was a beautiful pass from Pinson. TJ Lal unable to knock it down. Austin Jr. looks to reset the offense here. Defoe sets the down screen for Ward. Hibbert rising high to get it. Larry Austin Jr. is fading to the opposite corner. Handoff now to Larry Austin Jr. Screen from Defoe. Defoe looks to seal inside, and McGill was open on the left-hand side. Blake Bowman closes out as Lal receives the rebound. Lal to his fellow Canadian, McKenzie. Bowman trying to find Mo Walker checking into the game for the first time. The ball is moving here. Now it's a little bit static for the Riders. McKenzie and ball movement. Bowman, he's going to need to get it off here, and that was always going to be a tough shot to take at the end of the shot clock.
Well, there was mismatches all over the floor, but Newcastle Eagles defense was resistant enough.
Big three. Whitfield is second of the game.
Wow. You said it took him a little while to establish himself, but all it takes is one game, and it opens the floodgates.
Walker, he turns that one over. Newcastle actually have no turners so far in this game. Riders have their third turnover just there from Mo Walker. But we saw also last night on Sky Sports with Trent Buttrick, you know, he hadn't had a great start to the season, but all of a sudden he's an MVP in a game at home in the new arena.
Exactly right, T. And all it takes is one game. You know, a lot of these players too, it's all confidence, it's all mentality. They've got the ability, they've got the skills and talents because they're professionals.
Well, there is the score from our other match tonight, 33-27. Don't forget, we'll keep you updated here. We'd love for you to stay with us here, but if you choose not to... Uh-oh, what's happened there? Pinson, well, he looked like he went to throw the ball off of McGill, and it did go back over the half. Should have been a backcourt violation. Even if his intent was to throw it off the defender, it would count as a pass here.
My only thing would be that he didn't have possession, maybe?
Oh, he had it in his hand. He was able to make a pass and a play, and unfortunately the pass runs behind him there. Larry Austin Jr. finds himself 2 feet in the paint. McGill asking Neighbor to clear out. He'll pull up, long two, rebounded by Pinson. That's his third rebound of the night. Inside Idowu. You know what? I really like Idowu. And I guess he's kind of slotted into the Jabril Adekoya role.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good comparison there. And I think what Idowu gives you as well is a little bit more versatility offensively.
Whitfield hands it off. Larry Austin Jr. and Idowu once again, second block of the game. Wow.
Excellent. Straight up there as well. It didn't reach across until the very last second.
Pinson, Lal, another offensive rebound. In the corner, Jaron Holmes, will he have luck from three? No, he can't, but another offensive rebound again. McKenzie, he's going to go downhill and get to the rack. The only way that the Riders are putting the ball in the bucket at this moment in time is by getting to the hoop. They haven't scored a three yet.
Wow, if you give a good team enough chances, they will score. The Leicester Riders hunting in packs on the offensive road. This is the play before. I see Idowu. Perfect timing with that shot block there.
I believe that will be the Leicester Riders' fourth or fifth offensive rebound of the game. Well, look, the Newcastle Eagles have their own European campaign in place in the ENBL. Of course, they had a very controversial loss on the road in Lithuania. And in fact, we spoke to Mark Stutel about that moment. And it was a 3-second violation that happened. The Newcastle Eagles came down on defense. The other team had the ball in their possession. They seemed like they were down. And then, of course, they hit the shot, which seemed it was overtime. And then the score was, in fact, incorrect in the book.
Yeah, wouldn't be the best way to forecast that or showcase that European competition, and you can't help but feel that the Newcastle Eagles have been, incredibly hard done by there. 3 seconds in the key quarter, the dying minutes of a tied game. Very bizarre call. And of course, we've had a release saying that there was an error,
an apology,
an apology,
yeah.
official, but the apology doesn't give the Newcastle Eagles the game back, and they find themselves 0-1.
Well, you're a Liverpool fan. You ain't going to get that game back either, Rowe.
Replay it back. Replay it back.
Run it back. Well, here we go. Eagles ball, and there's that pressure again from the Riders. Look, over the years, Rob Paternostro at times has different types of full court presses. One where he actually wants to win the ball back, and another where he actually just wants to slow down the possession. As Will Neighbour, he receives the ball on the wing, and he's trying to work his way against Adowu, who's standing like a brick wall, and forces Will Neighbour to take a forced shot. Offensive rebound for Taj Green. Johnson. Oh, his feet leave the floor there. No, they didn't. Another pump fake for him. He's got lots of room, Johnson. Oh, Taj Green! Hello!
Goodness me! Just followed his point guard and smashed the ball in before anyone else could react.
Popping up like popcorn. Jordan Johnson gets in, puts the kernel in the pot. Taj Green, kaboom!
Great play.
Xavier Pinson.
Of course, it was the offensive rebound as well that recycled the offense from Taj Green before.
Well, that's what you expect from him. The athleticism is key. Foul is called here. And Kimball McKenzie telling the referee to watch that call and talking it up. That's what we like to see. Getting tasty. These affairs have always been tasty, Ro. You've been included in many tasty affairs.
Wow, these are the type of things I miss the most, in all honesty. Nothing you can replicate this level of intensity.
A technical foul has been called on Simeon Adowu for talking it up. And we don't mind if it's all talk. Well, I don't mind if it's all talk. When it gets a little bit fisty, then I think, okay, guys, let's take it easy. And probably it's Samuel Adowu, not Simeon Adowu. So many players that we've had to learn this year.
Oh, this is a new-look British Basketball League. Some rosters look not even recognisable to last year, including this one, Leicester Riders. And this was an organisation we associate with consistency.
Lal inside for two. Nice, easy finish for him.
Yeah, a little bit too easy there. Breakdown. Newcastle Eagles defensive. You've got to be tougher there. It was baseline out of bounds.
Green back to basket. Foul is called there on Holmes. He was caught in a mismatch situation.
Yeah, mismatch. And I think you take that, don't you? Because if you don't stop him, it's a dunk. And then it's a voiceover by Tahir Hadja on a top 10 play.
Yeah. had to give those ones up, Anthony, man. If I wanted to be a professional, I had to leave some of the sauce behind, I'm afraid.
We like the spice. We like the spice.
We like the spice. Half-time at Bristol is 33-27. 6-point game, all to play for between the Sharks and the Flyers. Don't forget, you can watch that game on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. But of course, if you're joining us from that game to check out what's happening here, well, you're missing a good one. There's already been handbags, there's already been dunks, there's already been technical fouls. This is a true Leicester-Newcastle derby. The shot is missed there from Thomas. McGill. Delpeche gets it out to Green. Johnson calls for Delpeche now. On the left-hand side, they're going to pick and roll. And once again, Johnson is really good at snaking that screen to get his body in front of the defender that's retreating.
He's so good. You see him search for those pockets in between the two defenders. And he doesn't get claustrophobic as well with it being so compact in there. That floater is unblockable.
And because of his size, he just looks like he's got so much room.
Yeah.
Holmes now to the right hand. That's a real tough angle to score from there.
But one he should finish. He's excellent at going to the rim. Oh, big screen there from Delpeche. And leaves Holmes on the floor, and Taj Green with a dunk finish.
throw it up there, the man will collect. Taj Green with another jam at the Virtu Motors Arena. Pinson, he's going to go alone and swiped by Del Pesh. In fact, a foul will be called against him.
Well, it was an important play there from Pinson, because you can see a couple plays, momentum shifters there in the favor of Newcastle Eagles.
Well, let's take a break again. We'll be back with you with more action between Newcastle Eagles and Leicester Riders.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're reachable. Your step high is achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I fail once they stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch and learn. How many years been working for my
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Well, some stat lines starting to build here. Taj Green, 9 points, 4 rebounds to his name. The man who played junior college basketball out of Spartanburg Methodist College and then moved to NCAA Division II school, Benedict College, where he was the All-SIAC Player of the Year and All-SIAC First Team of the Year as well. Before, of course, making his step into professional basketball with the Manchester Giants, where he was a prolific player and won the British Basketball League Centre of the Year award, and that's why the Eagles seen him as such a valuable piece to add to their roster.
Yeah, what a great rookie year that was for Taj Green. It's great to see him back as well. He's obviously likes playing basketball in the UK and likes his time here, because I'm sure he would have had a number of offers elsewhere.
Driving baseline again, oh my goodness, Braylon Bridges, thank goodness for him stepping in. Riders fans hiding behind the sofa if Taj Green's coming at you like that.
Yeah, not too many guys that would want to challenge that one. Baseline go here quickly. And Braylon Bridges, 6'10", challenges up the top of the rim.
The same issue on the baseline,
yes,
just so
yes,
wide open,
direct,
not getting your foot on the baseline. TJ Lull this time. Thomas firing up a three. Riders struggling from behind the arc.
Just cannot get it to go. 0 for 7 now. They lead the league in three-point percentage, 39.1% so far this year. And today, they're just barren from the three-point line.
Del Pesh trying to batter the rim. And Jaron Holmes off the glass and in.
That is what he's best at. In the open floor, attacking the rim. Very Larry Austin-esque. He likes to barrel his way through, but he's got that control and concentration to finish the play.
Surprisingly, that's his first points of the game. It's the foul. Foul is called, and Xavier Pinson's going to head to the bench as McKenzie checks back into the game.
Just to put that into context with Jaron Holmes as well, I mean, he's a player leading the Leicester Riders in scoring, 14 points per game so far this year. As you say, T, that was his first 2 points this evening.
Let's check out this inbound play here. Del Pesh comes to set the screen for the inbound, Larry Austin Jr. But it's now one-on-one on the left-hand side between Lal and Green, and oh my goodness, it's night and day the difference between his dunking ability and shooting ability.
Well, the scary thing about Taj Green is if that was a kind of bounce, we probably would have seen him dunking off the backboard. And
well, British Basketball League action continues throughout the weekend. On Saturday, the Surrey Scorchers take on the Cheshire Phoenix. And don't forget, on Sunday, a trio of British Basketball League Super Sunday action as Lal shoots the three. It's good to go. First three of the night. Sheffield Sharks against Eagles. So Eagles going again, their third game of the week. And that's followed by the London Lions taking on the Giants at 4:30 p.m. And finally, the Plymouth City Patriots take on the Bristol Flyers. Southwest Derby, take two. That's going to be an exciting one. Johnson, it's way off. He's actually trying to claim that that was tipped away.
yeah, rare. Off the mark miss there from Jordan Johnson. Poor offense as well. Ball didn't move, was stuck in the hands of Johnson for a long, long time, which is sometimes not a bad thing, but heavily contested shot.
McKenzie, short jumper. Rebounded by Green. Larry Austin Jr. And we know that signature Larry Austin Jr.
He is one of the best in the league at that. You see how quickly he advanced the basketball and no one could stop him. Route one, straight to the rim.
Thomas fakes the screen. McKenzie and one. Great composure there from McKenzie.
He's really good at that. And if you notice too, you can hear McKenzie sort of shouting foul, foul before he's even shot the basketball, just to make sure that the referee is looking where he's supposed to look. You see the bump there from Jordan Johnson. And Kimball McKenzie, again, the ability to be able to shoot that soft off the glass with the contact.
Our substitutions here. Checking in across the board. It's McKenzie. Knocks down the shot. Johnson. Austin Jr. Knocked out of his hands. Oh, I wasn't quite sure if that came back off of him there. Referee had a good angle.
Yeah, it looked a little funny, didn't it? You see him hard left dribble.
He came off his own head.
Yeah, bounced off his head.
On your head, son. Triple in the corner. Josh Ward-Hibbert loops it quite high and misses the rim entirely. Lau. Thomas. Nice. Catching on the move. Jaron Holmes.
That's excellent. And that's just good timing and moving without the basketball. He saw his teammate in the corner. There were very limited options. Jaron Holmes curls around that cut straight to the rim. Nice floater.
McGill. Defoe. Defoe. One-on-one with Holmes. And a fight for the rebound underneath the basket, and a foul is called. Josh Ward-Hibbert really crashing the boards tonight.
He's such a nuisance, and he's a winner. Josh Ward-Hibbert won't always light up the stat sheet, but what he will do is he'll make game-winning plays. Look at that, first to react. Not the biggest player either.
Well, without a doubt, everywhere he goes, you know, he was a junior player for the Derby Trailblazers. He played a little bit of Division 1. Then, of course, was a professional tennis player. Decided he wasn't enjoying it and came back to the sport of basketball, where everywhere he's played, Leicester Riders, of course, 11.6 rebounds in the 19-20 season. He also had 6 rebounds. But the London Lions, he had 5.5 points, but he also had 4 rebounds per game as well. And those kind of stats work in tandem with him. That is his game. He's gonna crash the boards for you.
Yeah, and he's been really unfortunate with injuries as well. He's had some serious injuries that has hampered his development. But you know, we see what he can do when he's fit and healthy. We've seen him have game-defining plays and performances that benefit his team.
Well, on the line at this moment in time, we have Myron Thomas and Rob Paternoster on the sidelines, already calling out the orders for the next play. asking for their players to push wide here. They slip back into man-to-man defense. Austin Jr. kicks it out. Whitfield, nice pump fake. Austin Jr. now out to McGill. McGill on the money, on the buzzer, good to go.
Ricky McGill is a scorer, and we saw him use every single second of that shot clock there, but that behind the back dribble created some space. Nothing but net.
It's a 5-point lead for Leicester right now. And that's stolen away as McGill now looks to make things a little tighter.
Wow, just like that turnover occurred. Ricky McGill, and oh, that's a poor foul from Ricky McGill again, because that will send Leicester Riders straight to the free throw line.
That's his second personal foul, I believe.
Look at this, behind the back dribble, in between two defenders. And then in the open floor, Ricky McGill.
Well, you know, he had an illustrious college career at Iona College. They won the Mac Turney Championships for 4 years, 16, 17, 18, 19. Wow. He was the Mac Turney MVP in 2019, All-Mac first team in 2019. He played in Athens. He then played for the Raiders in 2021 season, where he averaged 17 points per game. He was crazy. He scored over 40 points in one game, I believe, as well in that time. Then bounced around Estonia, Hungary, New Zealand, and now finds himself back in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, and he's a scorer. I mean, the type of guy that you can just give the ball to and he'll create something from nothing.
Kicks across and out of bounds call, and Whitfield there. It's the fine margins in these games. 4.1 seconds. A chance for Riders to hand Newcastle a blow going into the second half. Eagles need to dig in here. They can't afford to foul. They send Riders to the line. But they won't be letting them have easy shots here as Kimball McKenzie just drives straight on TJ Lull in the corner for three, and that's great defense from Ward Hibbert closing out on that. Well, it's half-time here at the Virtu Motors Arena. 42-37 the score. You won't want to miss this. We'll be right back after this break.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Skies in the region, reachable. Lost of heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out, stop. And we're running out the clock. I fail once, then stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
Slow in the corner for the win! Oh! Can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. I've seen this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's a posterizer slip. Burton put in a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome back to the Virtu Motors Arena. It's time to look at some statistics as we're at the halfway point between the Newcastle Eagles and the Leicester Riders. And there's not much that we can really decipher from this apart from both teams are having a terrible night from the three-point line.
They are indeed, and I think Rob Paternoster will be more encouraged by that because Newcastle Eagles haven't shot the ball particularly well this year. That's sort of in line with their averages. However, the Leicester Riders lead in the league in three-point percentages, 39%. So you think there's more pregnant game to be had there if they keep shooting those numbers.
What we can have a little focus on is the assists element, because passing the ball, sharing the ball and getting those assists is also a sign of how you're playing the game.
It is. We've got some really good guards on the court right now from both teams. The problem is when the guards are finding the corner ball and the three ball's not dropping, they do not get an assist. So that's coming into play as well because there haven't been enough shots made.
Well, let's take a look at the action. If you've just joined us, it's the tale of the half, or should we say the story of the half. And listen, as we've already mentioned, there wasn't much in it. Both teams going blow for blow in the ring. Myron Thomas, he's got himself 7 points, 3 rebounds in this game as he capitalized on a mismatch against Larry Austin Jr. there. Taj Green, he's put some numbers on the board. He's got 9 points and 5 rebounds in this one. Jordan Johnson is having his way with the Riders. He's finding those positions and being smart with his decision making. Braylon Bridges has been impactful inside the paint for the Riders. He always has that inside presence. Kimball McKenzie has himself a ball game at the moment. He's got 11 points to his name. Captain Kimball leading from the front, as we can see here with the mid-range jumper.
And then this is still Whitfield as well. He was the player that Coach Stewart wanted to thrust in the starting five. He's paid dividends so far.
Idowu, he's had a big couple of blocks, pivotal moments in the game. He's also made something happen offensively, got that technical foul. Taj Green, though.
Wow. It's just all big men should do that. Follow your point guard. And Taj Green above the rim with a finish.
Did you do much of that, I would like to know.
Way back when in the early days.
Larry Austin Jr.'s signature sprint down the floor and finish for the Eagles. Well, look, we're going to be back with the third quarter soon, but of course, the Caledonia Gladiators, they brought life to their new arena. So we're going to take a quick look of the behind-the-scenes footage of that, and little later find out how they fared against the Surrey Scorchers.
If you were to say to me even 12 months ago, European basketball, own arena, I think I'd have just laughed at you, to be honest. About 12 months ago, we were approached by the BBC, who were interested in filming a sports documentary, and asked us effectively if we would be interested in being part of that.
Make or break for Scotland's only professional men's basketball.
From where the club was and during that documentary series to where the club is now is like a night and day. We talk about in the documentary where this place wasn't even built. We're talking 5-6 months later, we're in our own facility.
We're just about to enter the fan zone of what we're calling the amphitheatre at PlaySport. This is only a temporary setup. We're looking at by 2026 we will have a 6,000 seated arena. And here we have our changing room. So in here every player has an individual locker for them, the coaches have individual spaces as well. They have everything they need to get ready for matches. Whiteboards still to be put up, this will be up here, but it means we can do any of our pre-game prep can be done in here, in seclusion, with complete privacy. No one else will be in this space. Welcome to the court.
Our players do not need to think about anything when they come to the game beyond their basketball. They don't need to worry about what time they're training. They don't need to worry about anything else other than how to put that ball in that hoop.
It means a lot to the club. We can now build something. Before we've always been temporary places, the Braehead, where it's Kelvin Hall to the Emirates, and now this is an actual home for us.
This is literally our home, which is a great feeling, and it's something that I think we can use to our advantage in the games, in the organisation, big picture. It's really exciting.
Every team that comes up here has to hate coming to Glasgow or coming to East Kilbride, and they know that they step on that court. It's never going to be an easy game, and we want to come out with a win every time, protect our home court.
This is a club for all of Scotland. If you look at the seats, we've got the St Andrew's Cross, obviously, very firmly emblazoned on them.
The reason we call the Caledonia is because we want to represent Scotland. We want to represent everybody. It's not just about East Kilbride or Glasgow or the west of Scotland. It's the whole country, and I feel like we have the facilities now that we can do that. We have the community element where we want to start to build from East Kilbride and to build out.
I've kind of only ever known this club, and I'm really happy that that's the way it's been, because I think this is a big payoff in the end, you know, a own arena and a really bright future with the club. So I feel very connected to everything, the history, the present, and hopefully the future as well. So yeah, it feels pretty special to me.
Oh, the sea parts and the drive and the harm. We'll see how Surrey can answer now after going on a 7-0 run. They find themselves down 9-7. They go back to Robinson, who's off the mark. Already hit 1-3, can't connect there. And back come the Gladiators. They're going to push it and pull the trigger on a 3 and hit. And that is a 5-point swing right there. Ooh, wow, that is a tough shot with a man in your face, and Jovicic having no problem. Nice steal there. Jamieson making amends for his last foul, leaves it, and nice putback. 10-point with 3 to go. Shot clock at 9. Lawrence with the ball. Lawrence drives, beautiful 15-footer, and drills it. Shot clock only at 11. Josh steal. Boom! Wow. And now it is a 3-point game. Oh, and 1. Well done, Clifton Moore Jr.
Oh, we are in for a cracking final 10 minutes of play.
Final seconds for Caledonia to push the lead by 2 more. Up and over, won't fall. And just as time expires, the Gladiators get 2 more. Ball bouncing around, and another turnover at the worst possible time. Caledonia now. Oh, there it is! Our first dunk. Hello, Ali Hodgic.
Wow.
Alley-oop and a throwdown. Oh, my goodness. Caught that with one hand, and Wayne just threw it down hard. Under 2 to go. Shot clock now at 5. Shot doesn't go, but the tip-in goes. You got to be kidding me. Just like Pharaoh Ali Hodgett planned it. Up and under, and that will be game. 86-79, Caledonia defends the home castle.
Everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, just reachable. Your step high is achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out of clock. I fail, what's gonna stop? I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything. We fight till the final moment.
Sloan in the corner for the win. Oh, can you believe it?
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
McKenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, Andy, playoff champions. Let's see this in 2 decades.
A new era, a fresh start, a total reset.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Lewis throwing it. Oh! And there's our posterizer slapping his head top again. Legion Robertin putting a body.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that is top 10, maybe number 1.
Welcome to British Basketball League action with myself, Tahir Hadja, and Anthony Rowe. We're having a great time here as the Newcastle Eagles face off against the Leicester Riders. But that's not all the action that you can see this weekend. Don't forget, live on the YouTube channel, like and share and subscribe. There you can see the results from the Sky Sports game. Caledonia Gladiators the victor. Bristol are currently in the lead by 2 against the Sheffield Sharks. That match is happening right now as we speak. Of course, we'll be coming back to with more action from the Eagles and the Riders, 37-42. Saturday, 1 game, Scorchers versus Phoenix. And Sunday, a trio of action. Super Sunday, Sheffield Sharks take on the Eagles. Lions versus the Giants. And the Plymouth City Patriots taking on the Bristol Flyers. Well, here we go, an exciting second half of basketball coming up. There's no love lost between these two franchises over the years. Their history is all about winning basketball games and winning trophies. And at this moment in time, the Leicester Riders have the slight advantage, Anthony Rowe. But what does the Newcastle Eagles need to do to get themselves back into the lead?
Well, I think for Newcastle Eagles, it'll just be trying to make the Leicester Riders more uncomfortable. They've done a good job of defending them from the perimeter. You know, it's a clear scout is do not let the Leicester Riders have any open three-point looks, and they've done a relatively good job of that. They're going to have to maintain the pressure. I think Newcastle Eagles are going to have to absorb the pressure themselves, look for more of the full court defense for the Leicester Riders, which is going to pick up full court pressure and try and put pressure on the guards of the Newcastle Eagles.
Well, don't forget, it has been announced on social media. I won't tell you who it is, but the Molten Player of the Month and the Molten Kevin Cadle Coach of the Month has been announced. And if you want to find out who that is, make sure you check out Inside the Paint on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, as well as previews for all of this weekend's action with myself, Tahir Hadja. Right, let's get stuck into this one then. Eagles replying to that first half positive start from the Riders with a basket on their own and a steal from Larry Austin Jr. that just runs away from him.
Wow, positive response out of the halftime from the Eagles. And Malcolm Delpesh, man at work, type of offensive rebound putback, and then the ever-ready Larry Austin Jr. looking to steal the basketball.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Larry Austin Jr.'s story from Springfield, Illinois. He actually attended 3 different colleges in the NCAA competition. Xavier University, Vanderbilt University, another big college, Central Michigan University as well, before heading out to the Turkish Basketball League, Ankara Anadolu Basket, then to Portugal, which is a step down in terms of overseas competition, where he played at UD Liverens, and then he landed in the British Basketball League with the Cheshire Phoenix, where he's made a name for himself.
Yeah, and a big name at that. You know, if you've been watching the British Basketball League over the last couple of years, you'll know Larry Austin Jr., someone who's willed his teams to finals, and he was such a big figure at Cheshire Phoenix, and now finds himself on even a more ambitious club in that, the Newcastle Eagles.
And if you dig a little deep into his history, he was actually part of the USA national team as an under-16s and under-18s player. He is of high caliber. Wow. And now here's the Leicester Riders inside. Thomas, showtime! He's sticking one down, and Taj Green saying, I could do it too, big buddy.
Well, Myron Thomas isn't the biggest of players when you look at him in terms of broad strength, but he does a really good job of fighting for position. He did his work early then, so when he caught the basketball, all he had to do was jump over 10 feet and dunk it home.
Johnson. This is just exactly how we wanted this half to start, without a doubt. Johnson driving to the rack, nice little floater inside. I don't know if Taj Green will be accredited with those points. I think that will be Johnson's points.
Well, I hope so, because he did all the work. Jordan Johnson, excellent spin there, so crafty. Gets himself again in the heart of that defense. That takes him to 10 points personal.
Myron Thomas stringing a triple.
Wow, this is an exciting player. He's the type of player that can do really well in the British Basketball League. A long, athletic forward who can shoot the ball.
Delpeche, he drives to the left hand, and the foul is called. And Thomas, he feels like he went up straight there. The contact is adjudged to be illegal.
It's the three-pointer from before. Taj Green not up on Thomas enough, and Thomas says, okay, if you're not going to guard me, I'll shoot it.
Make him pay. That's what they say. And Myron Thomas, he's from Cleveland, Ohio. It's almost another famous basketball player from that neck of the woods, isn't it?
Ah, LeBron James, huh?
The oldest man in the NBA. You've got no excuse, and I'm sure he's older than you and still playing.
I think that's scary about LeBron James is there's very little difference between the movements he made in his 20s and now he's still dunking and running the floor like someone in their early 20s.
Somebody find me his doctor. That's what I want to know. Give me his weight training program as well. Well, Asbury, he nice fake to the three there inside. Beautiful pass to find Bridges. It slid through the tiniest of gaps.
Yeah, that's an excellent look from Asbury, and the trust as well to throw that between two defenders, and then the big man, Braylon Bridges. Excellent catch, patience, pivot, and finish.
Larry Austin Jr., he finds space to get to the rack for himself. Using his speed, evades all of the Riders' defenders.
Oh, Larry Austin Jr., he wasn't sure really on where his skill set was going to be used. He's been brought off the bench in the majority of the games so far this year, but he's been given the starting five role today, been given the green light, and he's paying his coach.
Asbury, nice pass again to find Bridges. That's wonderful basketball from Asbury, so unselfish.
It really is, and 6'10", Braylon Bridges feeding off the passing ability of Asbury.
Myron Thomas there signaling substitution to Whitfield, just letting him know that's where you deserve to be on the bench. Well, I'm not sure he'll agree with that.
Wow.
Substitution now as Defoe checks into the game, replacing Delpeche. 44-41, three-point game in Bristol as Larry Austin Jr. closes the gap here in Newcastle.
It's going to be really difficult for anyone covering Larry Austin Jr. one-on-one then. It has to be help defense to come across there and prevent Larry Austin Jr.'s straight line drive to the rim.
Pinson for two. You know what, and I thought you were going to say it's going to be really difficult to watch both games, but listen, if you're at home and you do want to watch both, pick up two devices, check on the British Basketball League YouTube channel and watch both of those matches at the same time. I'm sure you won't want to miss a beat, but of course, turn up the volume on this one because me and Anthony Rowe, we like your ears with us here in Newcastle.
Well, we have a tasty affair here as well. This game is really on that verge of going either way. Both teams hanging around. Jordan Johnson now finds himself on the free throw line.
Overall in this game, Newcastle Eagles are now 9 for 13 from the free throw line. Shooting under 70%. Johnson makes second. In fact, he's ended up with ball again. Johnson driving to the rack, almost with an easy three-point play.
Good energy there from Thomas, who's had an excellent game, may I add. Both ends of the floor, battling with Taj Green on that occasion. Undersized, but Myron Thomas comes up trumps.
Asbury, he just looks really sharp, Asbury. He doesn't make that shot, but when he gets the ball, before he gets the ball in his hands, he always kind of knows what he's going to do with it. Larry Austin Jr. swiped away by Thomas. Ball moving forward now. Pinson, no look pass to Thomas. Holmes tries to tip it up. Pinson tries to get it away. Who's kicked the ball there? No, he hasn't. Austin Jr. Johnson can't find Taj Green. This is a real scramble of play here. Whitfield eventually has the ball in his hands for more than a second. Johnson behind the back. Nice pump fake there. Tries to scoop it under. Inside Green.
Wow, absolute chaos. And that play is an epiphany of what stretch of the game. 3 players were on the floor when Taj Green dunked the ball.
Oh, he definitely kicked the ball down there as well.
It's like skills.
Yeah. Are we going to run this back here? Johnson, there's the scoop shot.
There's one on the floor, 2, 3, and then dunk. Goodness me. Absolute chaos.
Down like Skittles on a Sunday night in a countryside pub.
Only 7 away from getting a full 10.
And it's now a 4-point game here at the Virtu Motors Arena. McKenzie. Holmes. Nice work from Holmes to find McKenzie for the 3. The side of the iron, rebounded by Whitfield.
It's an excellent look, but again, Riders not converted. 2 for 11 now from the 3-point line.
Interception for McKenzie. Holmes, he's going to drive by himself here. Great finish, and one, Jaron Holmes.
Wow, like for like. So Larry Austin Jr., the comparisons are so strong. Look at this. He knows exactly where he wants to go. That's to the rim. Left hand this time. Nice finish.
And let's talk about that protection of the ball, especially for junior basketball players that might be watching this. Of course, when you drive into the basket, it's easy to show the defender your cards, essentially. You're pulling the ball in front of you and allowing them to take an attempt or swipe at that. Jaron Holmes hugs the ball tight in his body. Nobody's touching it. If they're trying to touch that basketball, they're going to foul him. And then he explodes when he gets close to the basket and finishes his layup with his eyes.
It's like watching an American football player running back, isn't it? He hugs the ball so tight, as you say, T, so no one can steal it. And then when he's up there at the rim, it's the ability to switch from brute strength to finesse and have the soft touch off the glass. Very difficult skill.
This 3-point play will make it a 7-point game. And he does exactly that. Substitution now. Holmes has put a great shift in at the beginning of this 3rd quarter. High fives down the bench. We'll be very happy with that, and Riders' resources will be called upon to help them go deeper in this 3rd quarter. McGill, he's back into the game. Horns action here. Defoe sets the screen for Taj Green, who's now making a flash to the paint. Defoe. And an offensive foul will be called. Defoe, and there is the Myron Summers, man. He doesn't care against who he's playing, even though it's a veteran like Defoe. Well, listen, we can talk more about this as we come back from the break. It's a great game here as the Leicester Riders lead the Eagles.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, you're so high, it's achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I fail once then I stop. I am unbeatable, I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my
to the top even when the ball drops. My man.
Well, back after a quick break in the third quarter. Riders in the lead by 7. But those 7 points, they're not safe.
No, they're not. An excellent play there from Larry Austin Jr. You see why he's a All-Defensive Team of the Year. He doesn't get the steal there, but his anticipation puts the receiver off, and ricochets out of bounds there. Turnover for Leicester Riders.
McGill. McGill in possession, looking for Defoe. And that's a complete miscommunication. He thought Larry Austin Jr. would be sitting out there for the triple.
Yeah, uncharacteristic error there from...
Well, Bristol lead 49-45 against the B-Brawn Sheffield Sharks. Don't forget, you can watch both at the same time on 2 devices. The British Basketball League YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today. Also, don't forget the Inside the Paint feature as well, if you want to check out the previews for the remaining matches for the rest of the week, and also to find out who has been announced as this month's Molten Coaches Player of the Month, and should I say Molten Player of the Month and Molten Kevin Cadle Coach of the Month. It's a mouthful.
Wow, it's a title, huh?
Yeah. Asprey now, corner 3 for the Riders, strings it. Caleb Asprey, click, click, bang.
Goodness me, that's a big one as well. Heavily contested, and he has just shot the Leicester Riders into a 10-point lead.
3-point specialist out of Pflugerville, Texas. Knocking it down from the corner. Now Larry Austin Jr. Can the Eagles reply? Asprey making a nuisance of himself. Long 2 from Austin Jr. And that's a great defensive possession from the Riders. Oh, nearly a backcourt violation there. Now Myron Thomas is wide open. He can't quite find the target in that second. It's McGill now, drives to the right hand, foul is called. Idowu was threatening to block him.
Yeah, Idowu does good enough job there to make sure the foul was hard enough to not give Ricky McGill an easy and one.
The Riders now pull into a 10-point lead. Here's the triple now. Caleb Asprey, catch and shoot. Automatic, like clockwork. And if you are a good shooter, you will know how important it is to be in a position ready to receive the ball, ready to release, in full rhythm, in full flow. Asprey makes that count. This is his first year as a rookie. Played basketball in the NCAA, 3 different colleges, Maryland Eastern Shore Hawks, Ball State Cardinals, Kent State Golden Flashes, where he averaged just under 11 points per game. With 3 minutes 25 on the clock. Ricky McGill's free throws pulls this back to single digits. Lal is looking for the ball inside here. He's going to have to retreat out of the key to avoid a 3-second call. McKenzie now looking for Idowu. In fact, he sees a gap and sees some room, and he was fading away and moving away from the basket. Nice save there from McGill. Hustle play, Jordan Johnson, Josh Ward-Hibbert, they need it. And the Newcastle Eagles have it. The Wizard Ward-Hibbert from downtown.
Wow, it starts with Ricky McGill. An athletic, emphatic play to keep the ball in bounds, and then Josh Ward-Hibbert runs the floor like all good wings should, and confidently knocks it down.
And a turnover for the Riders now. I told you at 7 points it wasn't safe. It was double digits, 10 points. That wasn't safe. And now you can see the Eagles have closed this back down to 5 and possession in their hands.
Opportunity here for the Newcastle Eagles. You can really feel the momentum switching and the energy building up in the arena.
Jordan Johnson takes a hit from Asprey.
I think Asprey was the worst off there. It was a pretty impactful collision there. Boom.
Yeah. And you can see as he collides.
Oh, wow, yeah. Forehead to the face of Asprey, and that one will sting. That's the worst combination, getting hit and the foul called on you. There's no positive in that outcome. There's no positive outcome in that scenario.
And he's been substituted to the bench.
Oh, it gets worse.
Jaron Holmes into the game. But Asprey came out. Important plays there for the Riders. He's got 5 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 0 turnovers, which is important if you're a Riders player. McGill fires up here. Delpeche sneaking around the rim, tipping it in.
Malcolm Delpeche, he's had some good, impactful plays on the boards.
Well, the timeout has been called here, rightly so, by head coach Rob Paternostro. Important to stop this Newcastle run. It's a 3-point game, 56-59. What can we make of this third quarter, Anthony Rowe?
Well, it can be plays that create the narrative of the game, and that go back to that diving out of bounds save from Ricky McGill, which leads to the 3-point shot from Joshua Hibbett, and then you can just see the confidence is just infectious among the team, and Newcastle Eagles feel they're in a good position now.
Let's listen in here.
Pass the sand. Back screen. Wait for goes. You're over here, Law, on this side of the floor. Law's rising up. Go inside. Blake on the other side.
Well, there you go. You've been in that huddle before. How does the huddles of your time at the Riders compare to this stage of the season with such a new roster?
Well, the message is it seems the same. Rob Paternostro was always the guy that could make those decisions in those high-stake situations, and you see him there as well, creating a structure for his team. The team have to, of course, deliver and execute, but he's creating a structure, and you can see, you interject there with Jaron Holmes there. He's there providing his advice. They want to go against number 11 here, Jordan Johnson. So whoever Jordan Johnson's guarding, they want to go at them.
Well, you've seen what they've drawn up. Let's see if they can pull it off. It's just the insight you want. As Mackenzie pulls up for the mid-range, it's good to go and stops the bleeding for the Leicester Riders.
Kimball Mackenzie's been excellent today. He's had one of those professional performances. Came off the bench, 13 points personal, 3 assists. It's a really good shift from that man right there.
Got a steal to his name as well.
Well, he was one of the players specifically that Coach Stuto mentioned before the game that they had to mitigate. Of course, he likes his game because he was the coach who gave him his first Great British team call-up.
Oh, Mr. Delpeche! Hello, Virtu Motors Arena.
Wow, Delpeche has been getting highlights all over Europe this week, and that one adds to his collection.
That's a big jam. Gets the fans going. Will Neighbours up on his feet on the bench. Big 3 here for Idowu, and he drills it. Every time these teams responding to one another. Simply at home, you must be having a whale of a time. And
smart defensive play there from Mackenzie, just to get in the way there, put his body on the line. And Samuel Idowu as well. I think the misconception that because he's a big guy, he was shooting 75% from the 3-point line coming into this game.
You saw on that replay, TJ Allah wasn't doing none of that. He was like, I'm not going nowhere near that.
Would you?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Body on the line at row.
Goodness me, we're
Newcastle, Leicester. Maybe that's because I'm a British Basketball League fan and not thinking with my head. That's my heart.
You'll be narrating about yourself on the post.
Here we go. Nice, beautiful bounce pass from Johnson. Ricky McGill.
Great look there from the point guard to Ricky McGill.
And once again, TJ Lal now on the other side of the floor for the Riders. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. The thing is Newcastle are now putting the ball in the basket. They're responding to Leicester, but they're not getting the stops that they need.
You can see the frustration there from Coach Mark Stewart was on the sidelines before. It was a simple case of an outlet pass there, and Newcastle Eagles just weren't quick enough to get back and set up on their defense.
Would you say that Coach Mark Stewart was under pressure this year, Mark? And because I think this is the year where Newcastle have really been able to put a lot of resource into their roster. He needs to make sure that they're at least contention for winning things.
I wouldn't say under pressure, but there's certainly more pressure and expectation, if that makes sense. So I think Mark Stewart was the guy that Newcastle Eagles believe in and are invested in him, in his skill set and knowledge for the future. But yes, there's higher expectations for the Newcastle Eagles this year.
TJ Lal, he's come up short on those free throws. That's not what you need. Johnson driving. You can hear him shout. He can hear the finish. You can hear the crowd.
Unbelievable. Fearless Jordan Johnson right at the heart of the defense.
His 13th point in the game, and Jaron Holmes, he gets his own offensive rebound, tries to go back to basket again. Lal tips it. Blake Bowman, he just rushes that pass to Idowu. Jordan Johnson for the three, and the lead. Oh my goodness, Newcastle Eagles have put themselves back into the lead in this game. The clock is winding down. Jordan Johnson's on fire. 60 points personal row. Whoa.
Wow. The seeds here at the Bertrand Motors Arena. Missed shot here, which leads to a turnover. Jordan Johnson is out. No, nothing else on his mind but to pull up for here. Nothing but net. This was a 10-point game, and the Newcastle Eagles have obliterated this deficit.
Well, it started with also those free throws that were missed on TJ Lal. You settle everything down by making those free throws. Those misses gave the fans hope, gave the players hope. That's how important free throws are. At any point in the game, they could make the difference. Paternostro there, keeping his cool in this situation. 11.7 on the clock, but Riders with the chance to finish the third in the lead. I can imagine all those fans at home now screaming at their many devices as they watch this moment here. Can Riders do that? Substitution here, matchup. Delpesh goes to the bench. Green is a bit more athleticism, can block shots or alter people's shots, so you can see why he's got him in. Here's Jaron Holmes. Let's see how this play all runs down. Mackenzie. He's on the left-hand side. He's driving. Mackenzie up strong, and he was looking for the contact there. Trying to finish with the inside hand. TJ Lal, shot goes up, and wow, at the end of an incredible third quarter that went to and fro, Newcastle Eagles in the lead, and we're going to take a break.
We need to.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain anything you got, you've earned it. Skies in the riches, reachable. Lost over heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I fail once gonna stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
We are basketball.
Team is everything.
We fight till the final moment.
In the corner for the win!
These are new beginnings. Time to raise the standard.
Be better than the best.
Mackenzie. Oh, beautiful.
10 teams, 1 goal.
Become the champion.
You know, and it's playoff champions. Let's see this in 2 decades.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are basketball.
We are British basketball.
Well, a 28-22 third quarter has given the Newcastle Eagles the lead. after trailing by as many as 10 points. It's all to play for here in the fourth and final quarter. Wherever you're watching all around the world, welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel. As Xavier Pinson misses the opening three in this quarter. McGill looking for his shot. Now Xavier Pinson, he's been pretty quiet in this game. 3 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists.
More of a facilitator, isn't he?
In a corner, Thomas. Thomas comes good at the beginning of this quarter, just as he did in the third.
Miran Thomas has been that guy for the Leicester Riders today. That takes him to 15 points personal, leads his team.
Foul is called. But let's take a quick look at what's happening in the other game. It's another close ball game, 62-55. The Bristol Flyers are in lead against the Sheffield Sharks. Don't forget, 2 devices, and you get double trouble with British basketball on our YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget also to check out our social media platforms at British Basketball League across all platforms, and on X it's at British Basket M. You can also find out more on our website, BritishBasketballLeague.com. Johnson making the first of those free throws.
He's been excellent, hasn't he? You know, when I think the construction of this roster this year is a lot of stars with British Basketball League, and everyone's debating who's going to be the man. But it's clear that whose team this is, and it's Jordan Johnson.
Well, listen, at this moment in time, he's 70% from the field. That's a ridiculous percentage, 7 for 10. And now he's converting on the free throw line as well. McKenzie tries to find Thomas here. Thomas going downhill against Josh Warren-Hibbert. Tried to rearrange to find some contact there. It was not a smart decision there from Thomas. Should have focused on the finish. Jaron Holmes going in, and now he forces it up and over the defender for 2. A little bit of lady luck there. And a technical foul has been called. 1 shot to come.
Wow, a little bit of talking after the play, maybe.
Or it might have been touching the ball after it's gone through the hoop. I think we might need a replay on that if we can. Let's find out what happened here. The ball goes in the hoop, and Lal kind of like touches it, tips it away, but no definitive answer. We'll try and find out for you what it was. We do know it was a technical foul, one that the Riders would have liked to avoid.
And that's really difficult here in a game like this, such high emotion, high intensity. And you're going to see reactions from players.
McGill. Oh, nice pass to find Whitfield. This corner three is no good. McKenzie draws the double team. Thomas just tries to find Bridges, trying throwing it over a big man's never an easy pass to make.
No, it isn't, and that's what Malcolm Delpeche has been brought in to do, is to defend the bigger guys. 6'10", Braden Bridges, good deflection there, who's been perfect from the field, 5 for 5, 10 points, very efficient from Bridges.
Well, I mean, if you look at his minutes as well, he's only played under 20 minutes. He does the job that he's been asked to do, and he just gives Riders a different offensive style. So, you know, as a defending team or an opposition, you've always got to be changing the way you think about your defense.
No, I agree, and there's not too many guys like him as well. 6'10" guy who can score on the basket. Jaron Holmes again battling on the boards. Gets his team another opportunity here. Fresh 14 on the shot clock.
Lal, he's running out of time here. But eventually gets it into McKenzie. Thomas is trying to seal low post. Bridges sets the screen. McKenzie finds room. A fight for the rebound. Warren-Hibbert will get his hands onto it. McGill. Bounce pass. Delpeche and Bridges with a cheap foul there.
Wow, it's a good foul though. I mean, you don't want Delpeche coming through and dunking on your team, and Delpesh, not the strongest of free throw shooters. He's 1 for 2 today. You see there, reach in for the foul.
Malcolm Delpesh has had an interesting route to professional basketball. He actually played NCAA Division III basketball, Bates College, from 2013 to 2017. He then played in the Germany Regionalliga, which is the lowest tier of semi-professional basketball for Grevenbroich. I hopefully pronounced that right. But then he had a spell with his brother at the Bristol Flyers and ended up in Germany Pro B in Münster, and then back to the Bristol Flyers before arriving at the Newcastle Eagles. An interesting journey.
Yeah, and a late bloomer as well. Sometimes, you don't develop, and everything doesn't click. But he's one of the more impactful players now in this league. And credit to himself for working himself into his position.
Jaron Holmes decides to switch up there as 3 Newcastle defenders descend upon him on his way up to the basket.
You can see, can't you, that nothing is given at the moment, nothing easy. Every single point is hard fought by each team.
Well, we spoke about the Riders' passing and team workability. I feel like at this moment it seems pretty Route 1. I think we need to try and find some more spacing, move the defense a little bit more to create some disadvantages.
I agree, and there'll be some tired legs out there as well, mentally and physically, and you wonder how this comes into play for Newcastle Eagles as well. Of course, we've travelled so far.
McGill, his shot is short, rebounded by McKenzie. We're all tied up. 7 minutes to go in the fourth. A lot of basketball to be played. Jaron Holmes, one-on-one with Defoe and swiped away by Taj Green. Now they're pushing forward. McGill! Oh, what a block! Caleb Asprey, lock and key. It's a company call, the security, because opposite end of the floor, Bridges goes up and a foul is called down there. Oh my goodness, athleticism from Asprey.
Unbelievable. This is a basket-saving block. Asbury comes across clean as you like off the backboard. Wow.
That's a big-time play. The intangibles, as one would describe Caleb Asprey tonight. He's having a well-spread game. 5 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, a block to his name. Under 15 minutes on the court.
Very impactful 15 minutes. Again, that's against a prolific scorer in Ricky McGill. And this is an asset to have as well. If your 6'10" centre can hit free throws. Braylon Bridges perfect from the field so far.
And not only is it a close game here, it's a close game in Bristol, 63-62 the score. What a night of British Basketball League action.
What a start, what an appetizer to this weekend.
It's Friday night fever. Always found Friday nights out better than Saturday nights out. Straight out of the office and into the cauldron of the Virtu Motors Arena. A lot of the fans will be.
Miran Thomas, unbelievable, just took the rebound again away from one of the best rebounders in the league.
And a technical foul given there on
Taj Green.
No, I think that's on McGill. He's given it. I think it was just a little bit of conversation afterwards. The referees have been asked to clamp down on conversation. Let's just have a quick look here. Look, so he reaches round, he doesn't get the ball, and look at the reaction here, and then boom. Technical foul call.
I don't know why he does that as well. And if you clip all of the fouls from Ricky McGill, they will all be poor fouls. He's fouled Riders when they've been in the bonus, and he's had, he's gave a foul when the shot clock was 1 and down. You'll look back and you'll think these are these little things. If you lose this game, you look back and these are the little margins that you have to play more disciplined.
McKenzie, mid-range, no good. Xavier Pinson, we've not seen much of him in this game, and of course he's on the bench at the moment. He's somebody who's kind of gone under the radar because he's got 4 personal fouls right now, which is probably why we've not seen him.
Yeah, and he hasn't been able to settle into this game.
Green, finishing under the rim. Wow. Tight game.
Absolute problem, isn't he? Too big, too athletic. 13 points now for Taj Green.
Bridges. Back to back. Bucket is good and one against Darius Defoe. Big body meets another big body, and it's a battle of the power.
Youth against experience. The rookie in Braylene Bridges goes right at the veteran Darius Defoe and gets it to go.
Well, you got to take the ball by the horns. And Bridges have done that.
Taking the Eagles by the wings.
Substitutions checking in. The Leicester Riders, as they've edged themselves back in the lead, 73-71. This quarter is panning out 6-9 in favour of Leicester. This will make it 6-10 the quarter score.
It's the trusted left hand there of Braylene Bridges that has been very, very consistent for him.
Well, Xavier Pinson's now back into the game. He's got to be really careful. If he wants to have an impact, he's got to stay out of foul trouble. Larry Austin Jr. out to Jordan Johnson. And he's hop-skipping away towards the rack, and Pinson comes up with a rebound. Jaron Holmes, nice pass inside. Thomas on the baseline, punches it with two hands. Myron Thomas. He just has. We're both speechless here. We're just gasping.
Push the basketball before the defense can get set up.
In to the timeouts, and we're going to learn so much. In fact, the fans at home are going to learn so much. Well, look, we're going to hear from Bristol very quickly. It's 67, I believe, in the score right now. 67, 65, 10 seconds, or should I say 8 seconds is left on the clock. Oh my goodness. Josh Betts and Jordan Taylor taking you through that one. As Jordan Johnson has the ball with 5 minutes left to play. Here is, no, Pinson. He's going to be called by the foul here. Myron Thomas, tactical hand up. Who's the foul going to be called on? Hopefully it is Thomas. And thankfully for Riders fans, it is Thomas. We're going to take a break and we'll come back to this incredible game. But in the meantime, make sure you check out the Bristol-Sheffield game. It's all coming down to a great finish.
You put the work in, everyone knows you deserve it. They must be blind like curtains, certain. Anything you got, you've earned it. Sky's the limit, reachable. Lost of heights, achievable. Can't stop me, I'm unbeatable. I'm unbeatable.
I'm unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stop, and we're running out of clock. I feel what's gonna stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. Clock's turn, watch you learn. How many years been working for my
places they never been. We go higher, non-stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drops. My man.
Well, it's all over in Bristol. They come out victors by 2 points, 67 to 65. 16 points. Tejan Lucas alongside 5 rebounds. Raf Thomas Edwards also has 13 points, 4 rebounds. But forget about all of that now. We have 4 minutes and 56 of high-octane, fast-paced, energetic, classic basketball live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. It's the Leicester Riders away on the road at the Virtu Motors Arena against the Newcastle Eagles, and they're in the lead by 5. Larry Austin Jr. on the free-throw line, trying to cut that deficit down. And he does just that, taking it to a 4-point game. It's all in the balance. Welcome to those viewers who are just joining us after watching that Bristol-Sheffield game. I'm sure you enjoyed that one, but you're going to enjoy this one even more. Unless, of course, you're a Sheffield fan who's just taken a 2-point loss on the road. Now, driving baseline, Thomas tries to look opposite side to Pinson. That's deflected out of bounds. Great anticipation there by the defense from the Eagles.
6 seconds left on the shot clock as well. Leicester Riders will inbound this from baseline, but they're going to have to get something relatively quick.
Thomas is talking here, as you can see, in the play, driving baseline. There was never really much room there. You know, I've always had the philosophy, especially whilst coaching, is that the sideline and the baseline, they're extra defenders. You know, you cross that line, you're going to turn the ball over to your team, to the opposition team. So you've got to be smart. And a foul is called here. Foul called on Larry Austin Jr. And the fans don't like it. And that's 2 shots to come now. So team foul trouble for both teams, essentially. They're both on 4 fouls now, Newcastle on 5. Of course, after you've committed 4 fouls, it's 2 points, or should I say 2 free throws on the line for a chance at 2 points, unless, of course, it's an offensive foul.
It hasn't been fruitful from Leicester Riders. 13 for 20 from the free throw line, 14 for 21 now. So just high 60s, not the best percentage, but Xavier Pinson knocks that one down.
It's going to be vital for him to kind of find some rhythm in this final minutes. He's been out of most of the game in foul trouble. Can he come good and add that extra threat that the Riders have been missing? Add the extra gear for them to shift into as Larry Austin Jr. whacks his way around the basket, swinging onto his right hand.
Incredible move there, the ability to maneuver his body while in midair. Tough finish, Larry Austin Jr.
Pinson. Screen feigned by Thomas. Ripped pass inside, an offensive foul has been called. The offense was working there for the Riders. I don't know if you were able to see that, but the horns action comes across. A fake screen action eventually comes from Myron Thomas. And on the opposite side, a flex screen action to try and find Braylon Bridges on the opposite side. I'm not going to tell everybody at home what you just did, Anthony Rowe. I'm not going to lie to you. Anthony Rowe just yawned.
It was a perfect analysis. I didn't need to do my job. I was taking a break.
Oh, my goodness.
I was taking a break.
There's no secrets in the commentary booth, Anthony Rowe. Taj Green to the right hand. He rattles one in for another 2 points.
Tough move, and you almost forget Taj Green there. 15 points for him on 7 for 9 shooting. Another efficient night for him.
Asbury. And that's a turnover for the Riders. This is exactly what happened last time when the Newcastle Eagles came back into the lead. And Adowu's now going to check in, a slightly different look. Take Bridges out of the game, let him just dwell on that mistake and get over it so they can come back on and be impactful. But now a chance for the Eagles to get themselves tied up or back into the lead once again. Austin Jr. I think they're trying to isolate Pinson in this matchup here because they wanted to foul out. But down low inside to Del Pesh. Larry Austin Jr. driving to the left hand. Tied game.
Excellent movement without the basketball. Del Pesh finds the cut, and Larry Austin Jr. this time finishes with the left.
Incredible work from the Newcastle Eagles to stay in this game. Del Pesh reading the play. Pinson caught ball watching, and now he's punished as Larry Austin Jr. puts up his 13th point of the game to tie it once again. 3 minutes 15 remaining in the fourth and final quarter. We're going to be thinking now about who our game MVP will be. Let us know in the YouTube comments who you think tonight's game MVP should be. Let's listen in to Coach Rob Paternostro.
Roll, Sam. You have to hold.
Myron and X, make sure y'all space this back. One deep corner, one lifting corner.
You got it. All right. They roll him in every time now. They run him hard roll. Good, boys. We're in great shape. Get locked up on defense and get back. Let's go. Together. 1, 2, 3.
There you hear from Coach Paternostro. Mark Schutel drawing up his game plan as well. Crowd getting riled up. The 6th player in the stand. Idowu hands it off to McKenzie. Jaron Holmes looks at the 3, guarded by Josh Ward-Hibb, but he'll fire it anyway. Jaron Holmes with a clutch bucket.
Where did that come from? You know, not the best of offenses, relatively stagnant, ball in the hand, but Jaron Holmes lines it up and knocks it down.
Larry Austin Jr. out to Jordan Johnson. He's looking for a reply, and that's knocked away. Riders ball off the hands of Del Pesh. Let's see that 3 back if we can. It's the 3 here. He's playing with Josh Ward-Hibb, and he'll let it go anyway. Wow. Nice work. Now Kimball McKenzie finds Thomas. Skips it across. Jaron Holmes again. Can he go 2 for 2 from there? No, he can't. Thomas fights to the rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Riders. They've been prolific on the night. That's their 9th offensive rebound of the game. Despite these offensive rebounds, bro, they've only had 2 second chance points.
Wow.
Holmes rejected. Taj Green screams with exhilaration as he rejects Holmes. Taj Green, he kind of wanted to pull that one. He wasn't going to do it. Green inside, Larry Austin Jr. Great patience. Idowu with a big block opposite side, and Holmes tries to knock it off of Larry Austin Jr. Newcastle have it on the baseline, 1:56 remaining.
Another basket-saving block from Idowu there, because you know Larry Austin Jr. is going to lay that one up. Great cut again. But Idowu comes across there. Excellent block.
It was a superb cut from Larry Austin Jr. as well. He stayed with the play. Johnson now driving. Foul is called on the floor here. And he's calling the foul on McKenzie. Xavier Pinson holding his hands, praying to the Lord Almighty that he doesn't get caught in this. And 2 shots to come. As he sees Xavier Pinson putting his hand in the cookie jar and is getting caught and taking it back out.
He's done a really good job to play the minutes he has on 4 fouls. Of course, 1 more and he's out.
Johnson misses the first free throw. This is not what you want as a Newcastle fan. Tonight, Jordan Johnson, he was 80%. Makes the second, makes it a 2-point game. Every little helps.
Of course, this Newcastle Eagles team just coming off a 1-shot loss in European play just Wednesday night. They've travelled 3,200 miles round trip.
Idowu again, his 2nd triple of the night. Vital bucket for the Riders.
Both ends of the floor. Idowu impacting this game. First a block, then a massive 3-pointer.
Del Pesh tipping that one in. These are scrappy baskets that the Eagles are getting right now.
Big plays though, T, because what it's doing is it's keeping the Newcastle Eagles within striking distance, going blow for blow.
They need some defensive stops. That's what they need, and Idowu here. Thomas inside, and that was a poor decision there from Thomas Johnson. Austin Jr., Josh Ward-Hibbert off the dribble, nice pass to try and find Green, kept alive in the hands of Johnson. He's trying to find the next maneuver. Taj Green slips away from him. Jaron Holmes pushing up the floor, one-on-one, Austin Jr., and he will finish, and one play. That is excellent work from Jaron Holmes. That is superb. My monitor's turned off. Oh, it's turned back on. Incredible work, Anthony Rowe.
That is what we wanted to see as well. Jaron Holmes there, going straight at the defense at the open floor. And it's his counterpart there, Larry Austin Jr., who fouls, and Jaron Holmes embraces the contact and finishes the play.
Larry Austin Jr. there had his hands around his body. He knew the foul was coming. If you're going to foul, you've got to go for the ball, and you've got to make sure he does not make that basket.
He was in no man's land, wasn't he?
Jaron Holmes with a clutch free throw. Takes it to a 6-point game, 1 minute, 1 second. It's not outside of Newcastle's reach though, Anthony.
No, it's not, but you know, emotionally, Newcastle Eagles have just lost on the buzzer on Wednesday night in Lithuania. They find themselves now in another close encounter with the Leicester Riders.
Well, that was a moment to savour for Leicester Riders fans as they give themselves the advantage. Jaron Holmes has got 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists to his name in this game. Let's hear from Mark Stutel.
Here on the catch, Taj, make sure we're disciplined. Make sure we're disciplined. See if we can get an early one. Mount, play opposite, okay? So if it's this side here, play opposite. If it's the other way, play opposite, whichever it is. Larry, if we can get this one and we throw some help by, okay? Larry, if that's not there, as soon as you get it over, JJ's trailing behind, go DHO, get our space in, and Malk into the step up. So it's whether Larry can get a quick one off the breakdown. If it's not there, he can DHO with JJ. Yeah, whichever way you go, based on which way Taj goes. Hey, we're going to score. We are up. We're trying to get a deflection from the inbound. Okay? If this remember that after me. What are you saying? Depends on what Taj does. Yeah, so Taj sets the screen, this, and he's going this way, through the opposite. And together, 1, 2, 3. The opposite side. Okay? Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I've got a lot to say about that timeout. Some of it could be controversial, without a doubt. I'll say that it's very challenging for Josh Ward-Hibbert. He's not taken in the screen. The right thing to do is ask for it to do again. It's such a pivotal moment. Like Mark Stutel's in the zone. Essentially, he's asked for a score here and get right up on them. Larry Austin Jr. That has come off the front of the rim. He had a little bit more time there.
It looks like Newcastle aren't going to foul. Oh, they are. They foul a 90% free throw shooter.
Well, I don't think Jordan Johnson wanted to foul there. He just kind of bumped him with his hips. And as you can see, he looks a little bit upset about that. Kimball McKenzie, the captain, you know, he was leading the way during that first and second quarter for the Riders, and now he's found himself on the line and he's missed a free throw.
Second one of the day, which is uncharacteristic. I mean, this is a guy that is going to be cementing himself in the record books for highest percentage free throw shooter.
I'll make the second one. Substitution checking in here. Personnel change. Josh Ward-Hibbert comes off the court. McGill is into the game. Newcastle ball on the baseline. 37.1 on the clock. A 3 here would give them hope. If they don't convert at this moment, I can't see Newcastle getting close enough to give themselves a chance to win this game. This is an important play here. Inside, Larry Austin Jr. is inside. Offensive foul has been called against him that you could already see from this angle. They were tussling underneath the basket.
Yeah, and you see the frustrations now mounting up, and you know, the decision-making's questionable as well for the Newcastle Eagles at this point in time.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Larry Austin Jr. just wiped all his sweat on the ball.
Wow.
Is that tactic? I've never seen that.
Whatever it takes. He now goes to the bench. 5 fouls out. Larry Austin Jr., who's had a solid game, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for him, but he will feature no more.
Vincent to inbound. They're going to look for a quick foul here. Myron Thomas gets the ball. Green can't really foul here, and foul is called eventually. Pinson's going to go to the free throw line, and he's going to get the opportunity to put a couple more points to his name. He's still, remarkably, even though he's been in foul trouble, has still put some numbers up. 7 points if he makes both of these free throws, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal to his name, and a lot of smart decision making when he has been on the floor.
Yeah, it won't be one of his most impactful games he's had so far, but certainly he's made a lot of the right plays in the right moments, isn't he?
Ball into play. Jordan Johnson to the right-handed scoop, you know. Support for the Riders not to foul and stop the clock, let them get to the basket. That score won't hurt the overall score line. Jordan Johnson gets to 22 points. Jaron Holmes now, McKenzie, and the foul is called here by Del Pesh. And they just have to keep doing this if they want any opportunity of coming back to this game. Now, look, they hope that the player who's on the free throw line misses the shot. They go down the other way. They try and get as many points on the board in that possession as quickly as they can. Then foul again, stop the clock. There's no easy way for fans that are new to this to close that gap, but there have been moments and miracles where this has happened.
Yeah, the problem is Newcastle Eagles need threes, and they're the second worst team in the league this year so far at converting three-pointers. They only make 5 three-pointers a game. They currently got 4. So again, not a great shooting night from beyond the three-point line for the Newcastle Eagles. 4 for 16, just a dismal 25%.
Well, teams head to the benches. The last few words of instructions with Mark Stewart, or he's going to talk it over with them. But still, don't forget, let us know who you think tonight's game MVP should be in the YouTube comments right now. I mean, we are in the know. We believe who the MVP should be, but we want to hear your thoughts right now on YouTube. And don't forget, lots of fixtures coming up this whole weekend. You don't want to miss it. On Saturday, just one fixture, the Surrey Scorchers taking on the Cheshire Phoenix. That'll be a great game. Cheshire Phoenix, of course, they've got 2 special people on their team. I won't tell you why. On Sunday, Sheffield Sharks taking on the Newcastle Eagles. And London Lions will face off against the Giants. I'll be there at the Copper Box Arena, raising the roof. And the Plymouth City Patriots will take on Bristol Flyers in the Southwest Derby. Now, if I said I won't tell you why about the Cheshire Phoenix, is because you need to tune into the Inside the Paint to find out who was selected as the Player of the Month and Coach of the Month. And I've probably given it away now. Here's Green.
A sneak peek that was a bit too much of a peek.
Thomas is back down in the post, and Green takes the tally to 85.
And this will be fine for the Leicester Riders, just trading baskets.
Yeah, invite them to foul Kimball. He's like, come on then. Come and foul me. Pinson, well, this is it really. They're going to dribble this one out, and it has been a wonderful game to call. But the Leicester Riders will continue their rich vein of form, and they defeat the Newcastle Eagles for the first time this season with a great victory, 85 to 92.
Well, the rivalry stems from that of over a decade ago. We were not disappointed today. You felt like from the tip-off there wasn't a natural intensity of this game, and as the game grew as well, you saw that intensity also increase. And you know, we even saw it right down to the stretch there. Both teams snatching the grasp of momentum. For 1 second, we thought that Newcastle Eagles had it. Then it would be Leicester Riders back again to Eagles. Both teams did a really good job, I think, of withstanding the other team's runs. But it was the Leicester Riders that were a little bit more organised, especially down the stretch, and made the more intelligent decisions.
Yeah, and despite some great individual performances from Jordan Johnson, he's put up another 22 points tonight, alongside 5 rebounds, 17 points, 5 rebounds rebounds to Taj Green, 13 points Larry Austin Jr. before he fouled out of the game, 10 points from Del Pesh, but not enough from the bench. From the bench, they had 17 points overall compared to the Leicester Riders 33. They just weren't deep enough. And we heard earlier on Scott Spencer from Mark Schutel, he's not yet fit and ready to play, but they are working on something to get him into lineup. And we'll be hearing very, very shortly from our game MVP, and Riders fans have made the journey down as well. That long journey to Newcastle isn't easy. As a fan, you don't know what the outcome's going to be so early on in the season. You can see deflated Newcastle Eagles fans there, and they're talking over the game. They're having conversation, but maybe they need to just check into the YouTube channel right now and find out, you know, how this all went down on the stat sheet alongside myself and Anthony Rowe. Let's talk a little bit more about the Leicester Riders and their team's performance today. Captain Kimball, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. That man there, Simeon Adowu, big minutes off the bench, just under 15 minutes, 8 points and 3 vital blocks, right?
He was excellent. I think he came up big in some key areas, hit some big threes. Some of those blocks as well he made were game-defining blocks that impacted the game.
Right, I think we are ready for tonight's game MVP. And that is number 3, Myron Thomas from the Leicester Riders. Myron, 17 points, 6 rebounds. You scored in bursts tonight, but those moments were pivotal in giving your team the victory.
Yeah, definitely. We've just been stacking days. You know, we got another facility down at Loughborough University, and we've just been stacking days and getting better. And, you know, just trying to get to our peak of the best team.
And how are you finding professional basketball? This is your first time as a rookie going into this professional environment. What's it like for you?
Right now I'm living my dreams. You know, I've been working to do this for 10 plus years, and now I'm here, so I'm just soaking it in, taking it day by day.
And lastly, there was a moment where you had to dig deep, Myron. Newcastle Eagles came back, some big shots from Jordan Johnson to put them back in the lead. How did you get out of that situation?
Jordan Johnson, he's a tenacious player. You know, he's a great player. Kudos to him and kudos to the Eagles for their competition tonight. But we just rallied. You know, we got into a huddle during timeouts and told ourselves we're fine. You know, we know who he is. We know what he's capable of. So let's lock in and know who we are and know what we're capable of doing on defense. And we were able to get that done.
Myron, it looked like you were having a lot of fun out there. You brought the energy. You had a plus-minus of 16, which means you played a key part of this victory. How's it feel?
I've been telling my guys, like, you know, I'm here to just run and get tired. You know, I'm living my dreams, you know. So if I have 0 points and 0 rebounds and we come out with a win, hey, I'm just as happy as if I have 100 points, you know. So right now, I'm just soaking it all in.
Well, thank you very much. We love your energy. Keep up the energy. That's what we want to see here in the British Basketball League.
Thank you guys, man. See you soon.
Wow. Let's check out the stats at the end of that one. What are we seeing here, Ro?
Wow, as the poor shooting continues for Newcastle Eagles, just 4 3-pointers made, 4 for 16, 25%. That's the difference. And, you know, Leicester Riders, you know, wasn't their best shooting night, but they made enough. 7 3-pointers, which gave them, you know, an advantage in this game.
Well, it's time to take a look at the tail of the half and see how this incredible second half of the game unfolded. Taj Green rocking the rims always.
That was a crazy part of the game too. We saw players bouncing out of bounds and balls going everywhere.
Caleb Asprey, he's also been a little bit of a silent assassin, catch and shoot there and making these passes and plays and those moments to find Bridges.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. This play right here was unbelievable, and this spurred the run for the Newcastle Eagles. You see this big 3 here from Josh Ward-Hibbett, which just injected confidence in the team.
Then inside, Del Pesh getting in on the dunking action as well, throwing down the hammer. Jordan Johnson was prolific throughout the whole game, finding little ways, little angles to score the ball. As mentioned, he had 22 points personal. This 3 was to take the lead.
That was a huge play. You could see the emotion and what it means to Jordan Johnson.
Caleb Asprey once again, that pin off the glass, sticking molten on the backboard at the Virtu Motors Arena. Bridges, he definitely played his part. And inside, there's your MVP, Myron Thomas, along the baseline, fed by Holmes. However, Eagles did not give up. They kept threatening and threatening to get closer. Taj Green driving along the baseline. He had a great game himself. 17 points personal for Green, 13s for Larry Austin Jr. and Jaron Holmes down the stretch.
Big play. Absolutely big play in the open floor. They're right at Larry Austin Jr. And as you said, if you're going to foul, you're going to foul hard.
Well, let's hear from the head coach of the Leicester Riders, Rob Paternostro. Rob, great victory tonight. This game had a little bit of everything, and it's what we expected from a Newcastle Riders clash.
Yeah, great energy in here as always, great fans in here, so it always gives the opportunity for a great game. I thought, we were solid tonight. I thought it was a little disappointed. I thought we could have been up a little more at the half, but I knew we'd have to hang on here in the second half. I thought we really did a good job in the last 5 minutes to get the job done.
Coach, and here, gutsy performance from you and the players. You conceded 85 points, but I thought individually some of the players stepped up on the defensive end. Can I collect your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought defensively we were really good in the half court tonight, in the transition and the turnovers and putting them on the foul line at times a little bit. But I liked the way we played defense. I thought the guys were committed to it. And, these guys are learning every week, getting better and better. We look out there at times. We got 5 rookies out on the court. So I think the more games like this, the better for them. And, we've been having some really good weeks of practice. And I think when you have good weeks of practice, you expect to play well in the game we did tonight.
And lastly, a word on Myron Thomas, tonight's MVP. We love his energy on the court. It must be great to work with him.
Oh, yeah, Myron is an intelligent player, too. He really studies the game. But, yeah, he's so athletic, has such good energy. He's getting better every day, and I think that's what this team is going to be about, the improvement day in and day out. And, certainly enjoyed watching them all play tonight.
I feel a bit tired, but thank you for spending the whole game with us tonight.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was nice. Last week I was in the shower early, listening to Grateful Dead tunes. But yeah, this was better. Thanks.
Congratulations,
thanks for bringing it
Coach.
up. And thanks for bringing that up too. I appreciate that.
Oh, well, let's take a look at the league standings then, right on your screen. Let's take a look at how tonight affects things. Riders firmly in second position now. They've played one more game. Then the Caledonia Gladiators, who are placed in third. Of course, Lions are top, and Newcastle Eagles have dropped down to fifth. Sheffield Sharks, they're now in sixth position, just above the Bristol Flyers, despite the victory. Points difference still counts. Well, and your final thoughts on tonight's game. You're in trouble now, by the way. Rob Paternostro catches you. He's going to tell you what.
I'm exhausted to hear. That was a game up and downs, and I think both teams can take the positive, and they came with heart today. It was just the Leicester Riders for me that were more clinical down the stretch. They were more disciplined, and you felt like they had a little bit more in the legs as well, which ultimately gave them the win.
Well, that's it from us here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Don't forget, there's lots of action available this weekend. You can catch it on the YouTube channel on Sunday. It's a Super Sunday. 3 games, 5 hours. You don't need to go anywhere this Sunday. I haven't checked what the weather's like, but if it's terrible, you might as well be at home. So we hope you enjoyed yourself tonight. My name's Ty Hajat. This is Anthony Rowe, and hopefully we'll see you next time.